welcome to Information Please, your Peoria Public Library on the air, bringing you information about your library and your community. And this evening, my guest is Alice Jackson, and she's going to talk about all the great programs we have coming up this fall that you'll want to be sure and catch. Hi, Alice.
Hey, Tricia.
We've been really busy planning.
Oh, yes. No downtime at all.
Well, and of course, it might not be the first thing we have coming up, but probably the biggest thing that people won't want to miss, because we have a New York Times best-selling author, is our fundraiser on October 12th. What's your story?
What's your story? Yes. For the low price of $35, you can come and you can hear Melanie Benjamin.
Yeah.
She will speak about her book, Aviator's Wife. Yeah. Great book about Lindbergh, but more about his wife.
Yeah, Anne Morrow Lindbergh, who's famous in her own right.
She is. She is. Several of us at the library have read it. Several of us have talked about how it's almost like Melanie Benjamin read a diary that Anne wrote. It just seems it is a fiction book, but it is based on a lot of true facts. Yeah. So it's almost like a day-to-day. And
well, it's like she filled in the blanks.
Yes.
She took the different things that she knows happened to them, and the news stories and things that were written, and then she's filled in the conversations.
Yes, the things that you wondered about.
Yeah, the things you wondered about, and filled in the conversations, and to shine this light on Charles Lindbergh from the other side, from his wife. He's such a interesting character.
Interesting, that's a good word.
And of course, his tie to Peoria is that this was the first airmail route.
Yeah.
And he even crashed in Peoria.
Yes, he did. And actually, talking with the author of "It Didn't Play in Peoria," the book. The book.
Yeah, there's another book. It Didn't Play in Peoria.
Talking with him the other day, it sounds like he originally pitched. It should have been the Spirit of Peoria instead of the Spirit of St. Louis. He originally tried to pitch it for Peoria, so we could have been, that place.
We could have been the plane
it could have
hanging
been
in the Smithsonian saying the Spirit of Peoria, but we didn't.
No, we didn't. But we do have good ties with Lindbergh, with all that history. Yeah. So we jumped on this when we found out that she was able to come and talk with us, and so now we have the whole airplane theme, flight theme. It's very fun to play with.
Yeah, but it's our 135th anniversary.
It is.
Which, of course, the Peoria Public Library was well established and going strong by the time Lindbergh ever flew here.
Yes.
But it's just one little piece of our history. But this fundraiser is important because we have, constant budget constraints.
We do.
The economy still just is not good. Illinois is not in a good financial place. So while we can keep the libraries open and keep going, it's the things that suffer. Our beautiful buildings that are now, 5 years old.
Yeah, everybody knows that we did renovations, but things wear and tear.
Well, thousands of people through the door on a weekly basis, and it's hard on the furniture and the carpeting, and there is no budget line to replace those things.
No,
so
and
we want to keep it
looking nice. I mean, that sounds maybe a little silly, but that's the bottom line.
Yeah, who wants to go to a library that's a torn up, dirty mess?
Exactly.
And doesn't have a chair to sit in.
Exactly.
We've
that's
been
the
there.
whole
We
point
don't
of
want
it.
to do that.
We don't want to do that again.
So it's not only an exciting evening to see Melanie Benjamin. There's great silent auction prizes to bid on.
Yes.
Airplane rides,
helicopter rides,
dinners, private tour at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful picture of Peoria from what used to be the light that guided people in, or something.
On top of the bank.
Clear on that. Yeah, on top of the bank. So
some fun things, some really fun things to go along with the theme.
And that silent auction proceeds will help us. But there's food from Cracked Pepper. There's a wine bar. Gotta pay, but it's only $2 a glass.
There'll be a birthday cake because it is a party. It's an anniversary party, so there'll be a birthday cake. There'll be people speaking. What's Your Story? We'll have some people highlighted talking about what some of their favorite books were.
Yeah, we have these book talks with some Peorians that you'll recognize.
You'll recognize names, so come in. They'll be there and they'll talk about maybe a favorite book from when they were a child, or something that has influenced them as an adult, maybe in their career, whatever it may be. So some interesting things going on. We also have.
Erastus Wilcox is making an appearance.
Yes, our former library director will make an appearance.
And he's the gentleman who wrote the library law for Illinois, because at one time libraries you had to pay to join, like a health club.
Yes.
And then they became tax supported, and
our owner Erastus Wilcox helped
wrote
do that.
law, and 47 other states adopted it.
Yes,
So he is truly the founder of the library law, and you'll get to meet him in person.
In person. hear his story, hear some library history through some of our staff and some very good friends of the library helping us out with that.
But of course, we soften up the evening a little because we have artisan music.
Yes, we will have jazz playing on the main floor.
Yeah, Peoria Jazz All-Stars.
Students from District 150, so that's pretty neat, nice connection. And then we also highlight several local artists down in our gallery. We'll have our regular exhibit, of course, so you'll be able to see that, but then we'll also have several local artists that are kind of highlighted, showing off their works, a variety of different things.
Yeah.
So it's all around very interesting, very well-rounded, lots of things to do.
Yeah, you won't get to everything probably.
No,
that night,
probably
unless
not.
you move really fast.
Yes, exactly.
So,
but that's okay.
yeah.
You know, pick and choose and see what you can. With Melanie Benjamin there, we will have books for sale, and or if you pay a little extra, you can purchase the book ahead of time.
Yeah, have it waiting for you.
And have her sign that for you as well, because we have to stick with our library theme. You know,
Yes.
we love our books, so we have to do that.
We love our books. We love our authors.
Yeah,
And,
but it's sure to be a great time. You can call and get your tickets now.
You can buy a table.
You can buy a table for
and
your
save
friends.
$5 a ticket. So get your book club together and come, or your sorority, or whatever it is.
Neighborhood group, whatever.
Yeah, your neighborhood group, and your extended family, whatever, and come together and enjoy a great evening at the library while you're helping keep our library where it should be with our fundraiser.
Yes,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's October 12th.
October 12th.
At our main library in the evening.
Yeah.
It'll be
of course,
closed.
Parking's free. And
the building will be closed. Otherwise, that day, it's Columbus Day, so we're closed to the public. So we will have that evening all just for this party.
yeah, it'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is the rare thing that costs money at the library.
Yes. Generally, all of our programs are free.
It's the place to come.
Yeah,
Library cards are free. All of our programs are free. The fundraiser is the only thing that'll cost you money. So what else do we have? Great free entertainment coming up.
We have lots of things coming up September, October, November. We are packed full with our calendar with all kinds of different things for all ages. We have, one thing I was noticing before talking with you is we have lots of interesting movies coming up. We have a movie license that we can show movies for free to the public, and we have lots of movie themed events coming up. We have everything from a musical. We have Rent that we'll be showing in September. We have a new series that we're starting this fall tied in with Peoria Players Theater. We're screen to stage, so we'll show the movie, and then you can go see the play at Peoria Players. Possibly win a couple tickets if you're lucky to go see the play. So we have Sister Act, and we also have Addams Family, I believe, that we'll be showing this fall to tie in with that. We have a series, 1001 Movies to See Before You Die. I don't know if anybody has read the book.
Yeah, that comes from a book.
So this month, in September, we have Jaws. That's one that I think is very iconic.
Yes.
We talked about that a lot this summer with the different shark attacks and things. And so, yes, Jaws is always one that people think about when they go to the ocean. Then come October, we have lots of Halloween movies. All of our locations. I believe if you stop in at any of our buildings, you'll be able to see a Halloween movie at some point.
But that's great, because it's one thing to stay home and watch it on your TV, but it's very different to go.
Yeah.
It's just like going to a theater. You go to a venue and you've got peace and quiet, no phones ringing, no people bothering you.
And we have the big screens that you can sit and watch. It's really neat. You come and bring your snacks. Some of them are, say, in one of our storytime rooms, bring your blanket to sit on and a snack for your family. And there you go. You can sit and watch those movies with, bring your friends with you, bring your family with you, whatever it may be. We have some others that are Friday afternoon type things. Bring your neighborhood group, whatever it is. Come and watch. It's neat. So like I said, we have lots of Halloween movies, lots of musicals, all different things. You name it, we've got a little bit of everything this fall.
It'd be fabulous. And all free.
All free, always,
Yeah.
all free, all free.
Great.
Kind of switching gears, we have Ruthie Shelton of Shelton Gang fame.
I'm excited about this.
Yes, she wrote a book. Her father was Little Carl, and we figured this out. Little Carl is the
He's the nephew
of Big Carl.
Big Carl,
who is very famous in the Shelton Gang, in the Shelton family. And Ruthie didn't know about her father's history until he was having heart surgery and had been in a coma for a few days. Came out of the coma and, what do you know, started talking about this.
Yeah, it sounds like he started talking when he was kind of half in, half out,
not
and then
quite
just
lucid.
Decided to confess and told her all the
Everything,
stories.
all the history. So she wrote a book based on that, Inside the Shelton Gang. I talked with her on the phone a couple times. She just sounds like a lovely lady. I can't wait to meet her and hear her talk about this. She will have her books for sale that day. That's September 18th. It'll be at the North Branch, an early afternoon. But she'll have her books for sale, and
that one might be worth taking off work to see.
It might be
if you're interested in the Peoria gangster history.
Yeah, it's a huge thing here in the Peoria area, so it's something to really promote and get out there and talk to your friends about. Make sure that they know that she's coming.
Yeah.
So she lives in Florida, so this is kind of a rare treat for her to be up here. She's kind of doing the circuit in the Illinois area.
Yeah.
So we want to try and get as many people as possible to come see Ruthie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of excited about that one. That's going to be fun. Kind of keeping along with the Peoria history type theme, we have our long time book club, Bookham.
Yes.
That meets at our Lakeview branch. They've met there going on 20 years
It's
now.
been 20. They're celebrating their 20th.
Yes.
20 years of the Mystery Book Club.
Yes.
With this big event.
Yes. So they're hosting an event at our main library. That's September 19th in the afternoon. They've written a book.
Yeah.
They've collaborated. They're members. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them that are love the writing part of this. They've collaborated a book called Murder on Whiskey Row. And I have not read it yet. I haven't seen I've seen it, but I have not been able to get my hands on it.
I haven't read it yet either, but other people who have said it's really fascinating because it ties in so much Peoria history.
Yes. It's very interesting to hear them talk about it. They're very excited about it. All the proceeds will go to the Friends of the Library.
That's another great. If you buy that book, you've not only got a treasured piece of Peoria, but you've also got, something that helps support the Friends, which the Friends then support
all of our programs. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I wonder, do you think people know what Whiskey Baron Row is?
Will you talk about that? Because I'm not sure that I know.
Well,
I know.
Of course, Peoria at one time produced more distilled beverages, mostly whiskey, than anywhere else. And from what I understand, we were responsible for 1/4 of the tax money that went to the federal budget, which is why early on we had things like a library, a symphony, a ballet, Cornstalk Theater. All these things came from people who had the leisure and the money to do them. And that was brought here by the whiskey. So when you drive along, Moss Avenue, and you still see all those big houses, and even along like High Street and some of the other areas, those are all the homes of the Whiskey Barons.
Yes.
They were the first people who came up out of the valley and built up on the bluff, and they built those big, spectacular Victorian homes. They were the ones that had the money because they had the money from the whiskey. So if there's a murder on Whiskey Baron Row, it's going to be amongst the wealthy people who live in those big houses.
Okay.
Exciting times.
Well, I knew it had to do with the Moss Avenue area and the history.
Yeah, I had at one time lived in a Whiskey Baron house that had been turned into apartments, and I still treasure that memory of living in the Whiskey Baron house.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about that, of course, our local history department can tell you. We have books. There were some books that were done on those houses and people, and come down and satisfy your curiosity.
And I know that the Bookham group used our local history department quite a bit as far as finding out details with the research. ins and outs of that area and old names of old folks that live there and things like that. So I know they really appreciate the library, and they've turned around and said, well,
We're
proceeds for
gonna
this.
support you.
So they're pretty excited. They're going to have some door prizes and some other things going on.
Door prizes, refreshments,
Yeah.
and a discussion about the mystery genre in general, as well
and
as
then
a
it's about the
discussion of
book. They're pretty excited about that. So that's fun. That's fun. Let's see, what else do we have? We have 3 collaborations with the Peoria Astronomical Society this fall.
That's turned into a nice, strong partnership.
It really has. There's an event called International Moon Night, and we jumped onto that a few years ago. And we go out to Northmore Observatory, which is on the former Leo Donovan golf course. So we go out there and we set up camp at the observatory, and you can look up and see the moon. And depending on the time of year, the time of the evening, all that, you see different things in the sky. And the Astronomical Society members are out there, and they are there to point out, okay, this is what you're seeing here, this is what you're seeing here. And if we're lucky, we have some of the members set up on the grassy area right outside with their own ground scopes. I found out that's the correct term. Yes,
they're telescopes they haul around in their SUVs.
Yeah, and they're huge. I mean, they're as big as this table.
Yes.
So they come and they set those up, and we can look at the stars up in the sky, and they'll point out what we see. But anyway, we have several events with them this fall. One big one that we really want to talk about, because we're also collaborating with the Park District and the Riverfront Museum. On September 27th, it's a Sunday evening, there will be a total lunar eclipse.
Yeah, fascinating.
So our science people are...
fingers for good weather, clear skies.
Yes, please keep your fingers crossed. So our science people, they're super excited about this one, said, let's do this, make this a huge event. We plan to do stories before it gets too dark, and some other activities before it gets too dark, and things like that. It'll start at 6 o'clock on the 27th, and let me think, the moon rise is around 6:40 p.m., so you'll be able to see the moon come up, and then about 7 minutes later, you'll see the sun completely set. So after about 7 o'clock, it's going to be pretty dark out there. You'll have a couple hours to maybe look at some other stars and some other things, and then at 9:11, I think it is. They're very precise about this.
Yes. Oh, yes. The exact time.
Right about 9:11 is the total eclipse. And so from 9:11 for about an hour there'll be a total eclipse of the moon, and we'll be able to look and see different things because the moon will be completely covered.
Yeah.
So we'll do
Very
a
cool.
moonwalk contest. I'm not sure.
Practice your moonwalk.
Practice your moonwalk. Have some music. So bring your blankets and your chairs. Bring some snacks. Come out there. Set up a picnic. Whatever you want to do. Make sure you bring a flashlight, because it can get pretty dark out there. Yeah. And just keep in mind that it is weather permitting, because it's completely outside.
If it rains or
Yeah.
clouds up, there's no place to go and
No,
nothing
no.
to see.
No, and we don't even want anyone getting hurt on the golf course, because you have to take a little walk across there. It's about 500 feet, depending on how far out you go on the golf course, but it's about a 500-foot walk on the grass, so we want everybody to stay safe. But
And pitch dark.
Yeah, and pitch dark.
Yeah.
So we'll do a couple different events like that.
Yeah.
So we're excited.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, what else do we have coming?
Well, we're keeping our music in the Mackenzie going, of course.
Oh, yeah. Free music.
Free music out in the Mackenzie room at the North Branch. September, we have Katie Bell and the Bell Rangers. They do a mix of different things. But Katie's very talented. She's a great singer, and she keeps her band going there. That's in September. In October, we have Pint and Half, and they come from out west. They come back to the Midwest area several times a year. They have a good following here. So we figured out when they were going to be in town and got them booked in October. Kind of an Americana group. They sometimes have a country flair to it, depending on what they play, but they're a lot of fun, and they've been emailing back and forth with me. They're so excited. They're just so excited to be in this area. So that's a good thing. In November, we have Cheryl Rohde. She's a solo guitar player, young girl, went to Bradley, now lives up in the Chicago area, so has that that Bradley Peoria tie, so we thought that was kind of neat. And we don't have a lot of the younger ones, and so we're excited to have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, solo guitar player, singer, songwriter. She's just getting started, but she's very talented, very talented. And then in December, we will have our local favorite, Barry Cloyd.
Oh, nice.
And he'll have TJ Jones with him. And I think if anybody knows Barry Cloyd, they know that he is an entertainer. He'll sing, he'll tell stories. I mean, you never know which way he's going to go.
Yeah. But lovely to listen to.
Yeah, he's got a great voice, and it's neat to listen to him talk as well as sing, because his stories that he has to go along with his music, it's very entertaining all around. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So that's our music in the McKenzie that keeps going. We have a couple fun exhibits coming up in the gallery.
Yeah.
September, we have our cat advertising again.
Yeah.
Year 3.
This is year 3
of 4. And so I'm not sure what years we're up to now. We did the 40s. We must be into the 50s and 60s maybe now.
Go along with admin.
Yes.
Watch admin and then come and see the caterpillar exhibit.
Exactly. So our whole gallery will be full of interesting old cat ads and some other memorabilia.
Yeah, they put some in the cases.
In the cases, and that all belongs to Mark Johnson here in the Peoria area. And then in October we'll have our Prairie Fiber Arts Guild group that'll come in.
For anybody who's a fiber artist who wishes they could do it. That's one part of it. This is the show to see.
Yeah, and they do show a little bit of everything. They show quilts and clothing and pictures that they've created.
Embroidered.
Just you name it. It's not
household objects that are made that way.
It's funny when you think about it. Most people think, a quilt on your bed, or a quilt that you hang on the wall. But once you see the things that they actually create, you'll see, you had no idea.
Yeah, sweaters and hats
dolls
and wall hangings and jewelry and shawls and just anything you can think of.
Yeah.
And it's fabulous. Very, very talented people.
Yes. And gorgeous work. Gorgeous work. So that's always nice.
Yeah. And what's nice about that too is you see this stuff, you want to know how to do it, you can go right upstairs.
Get a book.
We have a fabulous collection of books and magazines on all those fiber arts, new ideas, how to do things.
Yeah.
And so it's a great thing, if you're one of those people that, I want to do that, you can find out right now.
Right here in the same building.
How to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. If we jump ahead to November, I'm going to kind of turn it over to you to talk about, because you've had a big
trees.
You've had a big thing.
And the reason we're talking about a November event in September is because you might want to do a little prep yourself for this one.
Yes.
Our Heroes Trees is actually a 501c3. It's nationwide, and what they do is they use a Christmas tree to honor our veterans starting in November, but then you can leave these trees up through the holiday season, which is what we're going to do. Now, the library is a kind of a funny place to decide how you're going to decorate for that season.
Yes,
because we want to be open to everybody. We want to respect everybody's beliefs. We don't want to offend anybody by having decorations that can be seen as religious. This is a great solution for us. So these trees will all have a yellow bow on the top and be decorated with white lights. But then it's going to be up to the Peoria community to decorate them with the names and faces of the people who have served. And so it can be from any era. It doesn't have to be somebody who's serving right now, although certainly we'd love that. So if you want to, you can work on an ornament ahead of time and just bring it. And there will be a tree at every single branch. So you can go to your branch that you like to visit, or you can bring it to the big opening, which is on November 7th, ahead of Veterans Day. On a Saturday at North Branch, and we'll have the Air Guard Band, and Councilman Eric Turner, who is a veteran, will speak, and we'll just have all kinds of great things going on that day. But the other thing is, if you're not the crafty type, at all, we are going to have ornaments. They'll be paper, but they'll be ready to hang on the tree. They'll have a place where you can fill in your hero's name and when and where they served, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Or somebody who's crafty might want to, paint, a globe, or
you never know.
Put,
It's
put
completely...
something in one of those ornaments that's clear, or
right.
make something out of paper yourself, or photograph in a frame, whatever you want to do.
And we'll leave those up all through November and December.
So you can honor your hero, and if they're in town over the holidays, it'd be a great chance to bring and see them hanging on the tree.
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm sure it's going to be a very emotional event.
I think it
for
will
the
be.
November 7th event. We plan to honor some different veterans that day as well. But I think people are really going to enjoy this. I think it's something that'll touch almost everybody in the area.
Yeah, I'm wondering how far back people will go.
Yeah.
With because
With
many
honoring.
people have Rev War veterans, that they know of, or Civil War, or Span Am War. It's all kinds of veterans.
Yes.
So it'll be fun to see, and if people put up pictures or just names and dates.
Yes, exactly. Decorate one of ours. Bring in something that they've done themselves.
Yeah. We only have about 1 minute left, but we
goodness.
have a really big event coming up in December that the kids are going to want to know about.
Yes,
So you
we
want
have
to
to
toss
talk
that one out there so people can mark their calendars?
Real quick, for those of you that are Fancy Nancy fans, she's a fictional character that is in children's books. She turns 20 this year, and so we are having a huge Fancy Nancy tea party in December at the North Branch, December 20th. It's a Sunday. We're pretty much going to fancy up the whole building.
Yeah.
We're taking over the building, and there'll be lots of ooh la la and French speak and things like that, because that's what
Fancy Nancy does.
She's all about the fancy and turning a party into an extravaganza, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
so
so it doesn't. She'll use the big word and then the little word.
Yes, exactly.
And I wasn't really familiar with Fancy Nancy, so I went and got some of the books. And the books are a delight.
They are. They're fun. They're
so
fun.
I have to buy one for my little granddaughter.
Yes, you do. Yeah. So watch for more details on
we'll get
that.
people to mark their calendar for December 20th.
Yes.
And Alice, thank you so much for coming. And
of course.
I think it helps to get the word out there that what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
We have so many things. This is just a bare, tiny look at the very biggest events. We have story times, we have craft events, we have things with robots, we have things with Legos. It just goes on and on and on and on. And I couldn't possibly cover them all in this TV show. But they are in our newsletters, which you can download from our website or get in paper. And they are on our online calendar if you want to check there. Or you can just call 497-2000 and say, what's going on? We'll see you next week and on Information Please.